So I made this video for the young men and men in general who still believe in love, who still want relationships, who still want, a girlfriend, who, want that traditional marriage, that traditional relationship, right? I'm going to break down some things that I haven't really seen other people break down in a way. And you still can get that relationship, you still can get that marriage. However, I'm going to break it down. And if you want those things, you're going to have to accept certain things. So if you've been watching my channel, you already know or should understand that men and women are experiencing a great divide, right? Women want this, men want that, and we're not connecting, right? We already know social media plays a huge part in how relationships are turning out, right? We understand that women have access to top tier men, no matter if you're attracted to them, no matter if I'm attracted to them, and especially if they are attracted or attractive, they have access to the top tier men. So social media has played a huge part in creating this great divide, because there used to be a time where a pretty chick could stay in Idaho and all she dated was that man in her town or that man in her neighborhood. But now all she got to do is take a few cute pics, right? And Drake can see her, right? Lil Wayne can see her. The NFL players can see her. Actors can see her. You name it. The rich entrepreneur can see her. Shoot her a DM. Hey, you want to come to LA? Hey, you want to come to Miami? Hey, you want to come to New York? And it's a done deal. And this is the experience of a lot of young women. Like I said, whether they could be attractive on the lower end or attractive on the higher end. A lot of women are experiencing this. And truth be told, guys, listen, with you understanding this, right? With you knowing this, right? If you still want that relationship, you still want that marriage, guess what? You're going to have to accept the fact that she's coming with a lot of bodies. You're going to have to accept the fact that everybody has been in her mouth. You're going to have to accept the fact that as soon as she come out of college, it's a done deal. See, a lot of y'all want virgins. That's what y'all want. Y'all want these sanctified virgins and quote unquote good girls. Listen, guys, it's not happening. It's not happening. And here's another kicker. She could have turned her life around. She could be a reformed hoe. She could have went to church and got baptized and all of that, right? And we all know, if you're a Christian, you know what the Bible say, right? You can be born again, correct? Could you accept that? Could you accept a woman who you know has had bodies on bodies on bodies, experiences on experiences on experiences? Could you accept her for that, even if she's turned her life around? That's the only way, guys, because there's no if, ands, or in betweens. Women are the most promiscuous they've ever been. Women are having more experiences than most men, especially on the younger side of the spectrum. Uh, if you compare experiences to a 23-year-old man versus a 23-year-old woman, the 23-year-old woman is blowing him out the water all day long. She gets invited to parties that you and I can only get into if we have resources or if we're throwing a party, right? She's getting DMs. Look, listen, she doesn't have to have 50,000 followers to get a DM from a celebrity. She doesn't have to have 100,000 followers to get a DM from a celebrity. She can have 500 Instagram followers. Listen, she can have 50 Instagram followers. She can just be the right type of chick that this guy wants, and boom, a DM. So if you want a girlfriend in 2024 going into 2025, you have to basically accept the hoe. You have to accept it. Now, if that's something that you want, if that's something that you want, go ahead. But it's time to destroy this narrative of men thinking that they're going to get virgins. Listen, man, the only time you're going to get a virgin if you call up Elon, right? If you call up Elon to ask him to build a time machine and for y'all to go back in time for you to snatch up, a young piece of tail, and that's the only way you're going to be able to find a virgin in today's time. That's the only way. And especially for the older guys, right? The older guys, I don't know who has it worse, the older guys or the younger guys. Listen, the younger guys are coming straight out the gate. Man, the chicks are having 20, 30, 40 bodies. I'm 28, and this was going on back when social media first started. So I can only imagine these chicks. They have TikTok, they have Instagram, they have Snapchat, and a lot of these chicks are already coming out the gate ready to start OnlyFans. They're all ready to start private Snapchats. They are already, because they looking up to the chicks who are doing it, the chicks who are making money, and they're ready to sell themselves out. They're ready to sell their bodies, and they're having, listen, even if they're underage, they're still getting invited to parties. They're still hanging out with their 18-year-old, 19-year-old friends, still getting into the club, still drinking, still having sex with grown men. It's still happening. So these chicks are already stacking up 20, 30 bodies by the age of 18. And then many of them who and listen, depending on how pretty they are and depending on how good they take care of themselves, they can just fix it up, right? And you'll never know. But I'm here to tell you, 90, I would say 90% of them, it's just a disguise, man. Especially, listen, guys, especially if they've been to college, it's a done deal. Most of them done had sex with the frat guys. They've had sex with the football players and the athletes. There's probably only one chick on campus in today's time. There's probably will only be one chick on campus who is sanctified and she didn't throw her body everywhere. One chick on campus, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. And all the women gonna be like, oh, that's not true. How many bodies you got? How many bodies do you have? Trust me, gentlemen. If a woman has touched any U.S. campus, shit, even international, if a woman has touched any campus, she's more than likely been promiscuous. She's more than likely been she's fucked the jocks, she's fucked the athletes, she's fucked them all. And I look, to some of you, this probably sounds far fetched, but this is the after pill. And I'm telling you, if you want a girlfriend, if you want marriage, this is something that you're going to have to accept. And it happens. Listen, sugar babies are out here getting married. Prostitutes are out here getting married. Side pieces are out here getting married, right? 304s are out here getting married to high quality men. They're getting married to the entrepreneurs. They're getting married to the doctors. They're getting married to the dentists. It's not what you guys think. It's not what you've been told is a lie, because social media now, like especially these past 2 years, has made it seem like, oh, no 304s get wifed up. They're the bottom of the barrel women. Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's not the case. It's not the case. It may be the case on paper, but what's actually happening in real time? No, these girls are getting wifed up. They're getting wifed up. They're getting wifed up by men with more money than you and I, more success than you and I. It's happening. It's happening every day. So my question to you is, what are you willing to accept? Especially if you're an older guy. Oh, especially if you're an older guy and you want to stay in your age range. It's not like it matters anyway. But if you want to stay in your age range, if she's over 25, it's a done deal. If she's over 30, dunzo. And if she's 40, I mean, You might as well dig the bitch a grave at that point because she got dead bodies on her. You hear me? Let me take a sip of water. What you guys think? See, this is the after pill, baby. I'm not about to sugarcoat it and see the preachers are not telling the truth, right? These dating coaches are not telling the truth. Your favorite YouTuber, I hope it's me, because I'm telling the truth. But other guys you're watching are not telling the truth. I'm telling you the God honest after pill truth. Listen, red pill gonna tell you, oh yeah, that this is a promiscuous woman, and this is a woman you should date. But what they're not telling you is that there's little to none of these women left in today's day and age. That's what they're not telling you. They're not telling you that these women get turned out in college. They're not telling you that these women are starting early. They're starting as early as 12, 13 years old. And by the time they're 18, they're already outdoing most men in bodies. They're already outdoing most men in experiences. It is a done deal. So question is, what are you gonna do? Do you because a lot of y'all still want this love. And I get it. I get it. But here's the thing. I'm telling you, you can You can get this love. You can attain this love, but it is not going to be with the woman that you think is going to be with. It's not. Can she be reformed? Absolutely. She can be a reformed hoe. Can she be saved? Absolutely. She can be a saved hoe. She turned her life around. Will she have bodies? Will she have past experiences that you probably don't want to know? Absolutely. Absolutely. More times than none, a woman will have had a threesome and a foursome before a man has. Facts. Facts. 9 times out of 10, she has been flown out. I'll bring it down. I'll bring it down a little bit for argument's sake. 7 times out of 10, she's been offered to be flown out. Most women have been offered to be flown out. Most women have been in those party situations. They've already had one night stands. They already have those experiences. Do you feel comfortable walking down the aisle knowing that she could have these experiences? Now, whether she discloses it or not, that's a whole different story. But you already have to come into it understanding and knowing that more times than not, she's already done had these experiences. So if you can live with that in your head, and quite honestly, if she's a good woman, why not? If she's a good woman, why not? Now that's something men going to have to start asking themselves because men are out here lonely, quote unquote, depressed. Like these are the men who are not necessarily going MGTOW, right? If you're not going MGTOW, passport bros, free agent, a lot of these guys lonely, depressed, and all that. I mean, there's a way. There is a way. You're never caved in. You're never stuck. It's just about what are you willing to trade off? Because even when it comes to the passport bros, bro, you're talking about women who stay in not so favorable conditions, poverty conditions. Men have been traveling from first world countries over to these countries for decades, bro. I don't know what you've been paying attention to, or who's lying to you guys, but those women also have bodies on bodies. They probably got more bodies than a Western woman because dudes have been traveling for. Listen, those girls probably starting way younger than the Western women, just to keep it a buck with you. So they've been messing with foreigners since the age of 11, since the age of 12. They've been getting sold off since the age of 11, since the age of 12. Listen, you can't win on that front. There's no winning on that front. So you have to understand, even with foreign women, you're just a savior. You're just a savior. You're presenting a value, right? You're presenting value to her. your value proposition. She looks at you as someone who can save her, and you're looking at her as the feminine and submissive woman that she is showing you. And yes, a lot of them in foreign countries are more submissive and are woman-like and will display those characteristics, but that does not mean that they haven't sucked and fucked and got their back broken and had threesomes and been sold off and started since they was 11 years old, 12 years old, and been skeeted in and been swallowing. Listen. So what do you want? Because nobody's telling you guys like this. Nobody's telling you guys how it is like this. What do you want? Because if you're willing to accept that, then go ahead. Go ahead. And I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all. Because if you want that love, if you want that partner, by your side, you want somebody to grow old with, hey, it's possible. It's possible. But know that there's going to be certain things that you have to deal with, right? Even on the political side of things. She may not be the same or align with you politically unless you can make her submit. But 9 times out of 10, if you're dealing with somebody, a group of women who've had more dominating experiences, she probably isn't really looking at you as the dominating type, right? So what does that mean? Meaning she may not even accept or respond to your quote unquote masculinity in the way that you will want her to. And that's a whole nother, can of worms, right? Some hoes, they still look at themselves like hoes. Some 304 still look at themselves like 304s. And if you're the knight in shining armor who's gonna come and rescue her from her misbehaviors, right? She's not gonna respect you. I'm talking about, some. I can't say all, can't never say all, but for the most part, yeah, she's not gonna respect you. So now you got something else to deal with, unless you're just that dominating man. You have the resources, you have the suave, you have the swagger, right? You have the digging stick. Pause. No diddy, right? Everything is aligning up, and she can submit to you. You can break her back in. Then that's a different story. That's a different story. But for the guys who just not built like that, you just want to, oh, I accept her and all her flaws. See, those the type of guys who get ran over. See, I'm not advocating for that. Now, if you soft, you might as well go MGTOW, man. If you soft, you might as well go your own way. If you soft, hey, go find something safe to do. Because these women who, even if they are saved, even if they have been in church, even if they are reformed, they have dealt with the gangbangers. They've dealt with the biker boys, right? They've dealt with Chad. They've dealt with Tyrone. They've dealt with the frat boys. They've dealt with the athletes, right? They've dealt with the rappers. They've dealt with the country singers, whatever you want to name, high status individual, big digging stick individual, pause, no diddy, right? They've dealt with all these guys before. So if you don't come in with resources, that's another thing right there. I'm gonna talk about that after this. If you don't come in there with resources, you don't come in there with the digging stick. Listen, if your digging stick ain't the digging stick. Listen, it ain't no use of capping, it ain't no use of lying to yourself. If you ain't got that digging stick. So go ahead and tell yourself the truth. I know I ain't got that digging stick. Listen, you can't accept anything, right? You can, and maybe you can. Maybe she's a smoke show, right? Maybe she's a smoke show. She pleases you. Your digging stick ain't all that, but you got the money to compensate. Hey, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. You got to come with it when you're dealing with women of today. You have to come with it. Y'all got to understand that. So for the men who want love, y'all want somebody to grow old with, you got to come with it. You got to have all the things. You got to have all the experiences that she's already dealt with, and that still may not even. You still may not even be safe. You still may not even be safe because as we've seen, high status celebrities divorced, Judge Joe Brown, Tom Brady, the list goes on. The list goes on. So you have to decide. Now, as far as resources go, resources that should have been first. Resources, you got to come with it. There's no if, ands, or buts, or in between. You got to have the resources to deal with most women. You have to. You have to. Don't no woman want to be out here broke. Listen, if you want a quality woman, guess what she needs? She needs her hair done. She needs her nails done. She wants to go shopping, right? She wants to live a certain lifestyle. And even if she wanted, listen, guys, for all you simple guys, even if she wants to live a simple lifestyle, right? You still need to have a house. You still need to have some land. You still need to be able to provide. You still need to. And honestly, if you're okay with mediocre to ugly women, those are only women who are willing to accept a simple lifestyle. But for you guys who know you like pretty women, who know the only thing that can get you off is a smoke show, you got to come with the smoke. You got to come with the moolah. You got to come with the dinero. You got to come with the pesos. You got to come with the francs. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. And a lot of these guys, they want to teach cold approach and they want to teach, game and all that. Listen, bro. Listen. I'm on a higher end of attractiveness. I'm tall. Listen, handsome. I got the digging stick. You dig what I'm saying? I got some of the money. Not all of it, not yet, but I got some of the money. And even I'm not, listen, game don't even work for me when it comes to, you know, top-notch women. Listen, game only works for broken women and ugly women. Yes, are there some caveats in there? Sure. But game and cold approaching only works for broken women, meaning low self-esteem, depressed, mentally something wrong with. Yeah, those women. Can they be pretty sometimes? Absolutely. Absolutely. But for the most part, broken women, fat women, ugly women. And ugly can go ugly and fat are interchangeable. Right? That's the only time that works. You've been lied to. You've been lied to. Guys, you young guys who are between 18 and 25. Listen, listen, you shouldn't even, I say this all the time, you shouldn't even be trying to get women at this point and this stage in your life because you haven't gained those resources. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, if you're between 18 to 25, really 18 to 30, you don't have the resources altogether. Trust me, I know from experience. I'm still trying to attain those resources. I'm still developing things to help me get on top. I'm still going. You think I want to do this shit forever? You think I want to sit on the back of this damn truck for forever? Fuck no. So I'm still constantly developing. I'm still constantly creating. I'm still getting out here and creating these videos and creating content and creating value for you guys. You got to keep going. I'm still not where I want to be yet. So I know, and I'm telling you guys from experience. And if you haven't yet, go and get my first book, The 5 Key Principles for the Modern Man. Listen, you'll get to know me and see where I come from and some of my experience and how I got here today. Go and check it out on Amazon. But listen, if you're between 18 and 30, cut it out. Cut it out. Now, I can't stop you. If you want a girlfriend, if you still want to get married, listen, I'm telling you, that's what that's going to come with. I'm telling you that's what that's going to come with. And especially if you're Gen Z. Especially if you're Gen Z. The women are finito. They're done. They're done. So you definitely have to come with status. You definitely have to come with some sort of resources. That's why a lot of Gen Z, they're big on Snapchat, right? Big on Instagram, big on all those social media platforms, because that's more used as social proof. That's why girls don't give out their numbers anymore, right? They give out my Snapchat. You can take my Snapchat, right? You can take my Instagram. That's the reason why. They want to look for social proof. So you guys between 18 to 25 to 30, listen, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, somebody got to tell y'all the truth. I know it seems cool to have a girlfriend. I'm not saying that you can't have a girlfriend. I'm not saying that at all. But tread lightly, right? Don't get her knocked up. Use protection. Don't move in together. Don't start combining resources. Don't start that. Listen, play the field. One, first of all, gain resources, stay focused, get in the gym, and get your skills up first and foremost. But if a chick does come in the picture, play the field. She should only be for fun. She should only be a grab and go. She should only be a grab and go. Grab, grab and go. You understand? That's really, I'm telling you guys the truth from experience. Because I want you guys to be better and come out better than I did. Right? And for you guys who are older than 30, hey, you should already know the game. Especially if you're dealing with women in that 30 and up range. Oh, you know they've done it all. They done been on flights. They done been in Jamaica. They've been to Cuba. They've been all across the map and fucked all across the world, right? Fucked all across the U.S., the continental and the Western. Y'all should already know the game. And if you don't have your resources together, 30, 35 plus, hey, you got bigger fish to fry. But I made this video specifically for you guys who are thinking, you still want love. You still don't understand the playing field right now. You still don't understand the dating dynamics right now. I just broke it down to you, to almost a T. We can really go on for like 2 extra hours really talking about this. And, listen, I may have to do a live stream on this, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the After Pill 2.0 as well. The 5 Key Principles for the Modern Man, my first ever book, is now available on Amazon. You can get that in Kindle. You can also get that in paperback. And that's an After Pill. Oh, if you want to chat with me, send me an email. I'll answer over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.